Hey guys, Z here. I'm going to show you my rotation. I've had a lot of people ask me how it works, and I guess exactly what I do in a lot of situations. First of all, if I'm guarding a point in where my mouse is, kind of, well, I guess you can't see, but basically, if I'm guarding a point in a circular area, something like this, I have someone come in upon me. It'll look something like this. I will actually, in the description below, I will put what the rotation looks like as far as key presses, and then I will also explain it. But basically, I'm going to do it in fast motion, and then I'm going to do it in slow motion, and I'm going to explain it the second time around. So it'll look something like this first. And that's pretty much what it is. So basically what I just did there, so I'll wait till this comes up. I'm going to give it 20 seconds. And then I'm going to explain. Oh, actually, I'll just explain it right here. So first of all, I start off with my Phantasmal Duelist, and it's at 1200 range. So as long as you're at 1200 range, you can start casting your Duelist. This is not 1200 range, but around here is. Well, this may be 1200. I don't know. Either way, it's basically good to practice and kind of get it, get a good feel for it. And this feels right here about 1200-ish. So I would summon my Phantasmal Duelist. I would then run up to the target and stun them. Once they're stunned, you can then hit Illusionary Leap. And as you're moving forward, as you're seeing me kind of move forward, this is pretty much how it would go. He would still be stunned at this point. I would hit my 3, which is my Illusionary Leap. I will then summon a clone, shoot it out forward. I will then dodge roll to the left, to the right, forward, backwards, it doesn't matter. As long as I dodge roll, because I'm in combat from shooting him with a magic bullet, it throws an extra illusion out. So I will then teleport and swap places with my clone. At this point I can instantly mind rack because I'm up in melee range, and I will hit 2. And what this does is I'm hitting 2, making me completely invulnerable for those 2 seconds, and then mind racking at the same time. And he's immobilized from the second part of Illusionary Leap, which is not showing for some reason. After that, it's instantly mirror images and then decoy into a Cry of Frustration. And if you want to get really tricky, you can throw a diversion right before you hit your mirror images and decoy to daze them for 1 second, because you yourself explode, something like this. So you just, as long as you have your target, you'll explode them. If you don't have a target, I don't think it does anything. But I'll do it once again, and then I'll do it in slow motion. So that's pretty much what that looks like. That's pretty much what I call the super combo. Lately I've been saving my decoy and only Cry Frustrating with 2. If I really wanted to though, I could use decoy, but I really like having it extra. So if I really wanted, after I'm done hitting my 2 on them, it would be kind of like this. I would dash at them. Well, I guess that didn't go off. Stun them, yada yada, hit 2. As soon as my 2 finishes, like it just did there, I could then dodge roll again to the left and then Cry Frustration after I did it. But typically they're going to dodge roll or try to, or do whatever escape abilities they have right after your immobilization is done. So that's pretty much how the rotation works. I'll go over it once more. So it's 4 into 5 into 3 into a dodge roll into a teleport, 2, mind rack, FG, which is your other 2, and then Cry Frustration. Or they're FG for me. For you, I'm not sure whatever it is, but that's basically how the rotation works. So if you're playing the Shatter Bolt, that's what my opening rotation will look like. Now let's say the enemy, I just did all that, and now the enemy is at half-life or something like that, and they're using their heals, or they just knocked you back or something. You'll immediately swap over to your staff. At this point, you'll drop a Chaos Storm on them, summon your Phantasm. If they're shooting you with range bolts or whatever, or it's a melee that's hitting you, you'll hit Chaos Armor. You'll run around, kind of kite them like this. The second your weapon swap comes back up is when your burst typically comes back up. This means that your mind rack's going to come up. Now keep in mind, you're creating clones as your illusions, as your energy fills and you're dodge rolling. So anytime you dodge roll, you create a clone. So you basically never want to have this at full just sitting there, because that means that's extra clones that you could have. So for example, if I have 3 clones out already and I have a full energy bar, your best bet's just diversioning to completely screw them over with a bunch of 1 second staggered dazes. That will pretty much help you keep them from doing anything in the meantime, and then you'll swap back over, hit your 3. Now I have 3 out, come over, hit 2, and mind rack type of thing. So basically you're swapping to your after the initial combo, you're swapping over to the staff for your defensive purposes, and just like flat out auto attacks. Like, look at these auto attacks too. They hit the target and then bounce it back to me and then hit him again. So that's why I really like this illusionary elasticity trait right here that you're seeing. It just makes it so that in 1v1s, every single one attack you do is actually 2, so it's very, very powerful in a 1v1 situation, especially if you have your quickness down. Let me show you how fast I can kill this with just, like, I pop this and I'm trying to fight a guy. Look how fast these attacks just drain his life. His life is just going down because of those extra bounces. It's pretty insane. So for the 4 or 5 seconds you're going to be sitting in staff defensive, if you don't instantly kill the guy, if it's like a thief, or let me see, sorry, if it's like a guardian or something, then you'll pretty much be able to absolutely destroy their health with a shit ton of super fast auto attacks. I'm not 100% sure. I'm actually going to test this out right now, so I will figure this out. But I believe, let's test this out. Does that bounce back? No, see, that only bounces twice, so it bounces to him and back to me and not back to something else. But that's perfectly fine. So that's how that works. That's the rotation. Once you're done with staff, and let's say they're a third of the health bar, you'll go back to your sword, swap back over, hit your 2, maybe hit Decoy for a third clone instantly, mind rack type of thing. So a lot of times you can use Decoy just for an instant clone if you don't need the stealth, if you feel like you just want to be super offensive and kill someone. Or if you want to use a stealth, you can use the stealth to cast your heal while you're stealthed, or maybe cast a duelist, because we all know that those are like pretty long casts for the duration that they're out or whatever. Either or. That's pretty much how the rotation works. This has been Z with how the rotation. I will explain one more thing real quick before I go. Actually, if you're playing the Phantasm spec, the rotation will look something like this. You'll start in staff. You'll hit 3. Now I should be out of combat, but I'm still in combat. But you'll hit your 3 to summon your Warlock. I don't know why he ran all the way up there, that's kind of weird. So you summon your Warlock, and you immediately swap over and hit your 4. You won't even use any other staff skills. It'll just be summon one Phantasm, swap over, summon the other, and then basically do the same rotation, except you do not shatter. That's pretty much how the builds are played. That's how shatter builds play, that's how Phantasm builds played. You just summon Phantasms with a Phantasm build. Just pull one out here, swap over, pull one out here, and you just kind of wait. Like that's, you just let them do damage, just auto attack, so on and so forth. Yeah, and that's pretty much how they work. So again, this has been Z with my rotations and how some of the builds work. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep following, and I will keep making videos. Have fun.